Hello everyone, this is Stephen, also known among the community as Stiffino. Anyway, shut up for a second, I have something important to tell you, and that is something called predatory tactics. This video hopes to open up the eyes of loyal Ludia fans about all the issues that they've created in the game, with the sole purpose of goading you out of your hard-earned money. First of all, I just wish to make something really clear to the viewers in case they weren't aware of this. Ludia first got into the game development industry making online slot machine gambling games, of which the sole purpose was to prey on human weakness such as gambling addiction and use it to make money at their expense. And for the record, had I known about these gambling routes from the start, I would never have wasted the bandwidth needed to even download their product. Okay, now let me go over exactly how they use predatory tactics to create a business model most profitable to them. First, as with any business venture, you need some startup money. It's not easy or cheap to make a game like Jurassic World Alive. So what they did is they preyed on the addictive nature in fellow human beings by creating a basic slot machine game. And as we all know, the sole reason gambling exists is to take money from the player. There is no other reason that gambling and things like casinos exist other than to get revenue from the players. Okay, so now they've got the money to develop a more advanced piece of software, such as Jurassic World Alive. So then what they have to do is they have to find something that's profitable, marketable, and universally liked. I would say that dinosaurs fit that description. Dinosaurs are one of the few things in the world that are universally liked by men, women, and children of all ages, and therefore a very broad audience. And this is key to success, as the more addicts, the more revenue. Okay, now they have a product. However, it's not quite time to cash in on it yet. They first need to get as many people hooked as possible to make sure the profits are as high as they can be. So they design the game in a way that requires a lot of time and dedication to succeed in. And this is key because, as with all addiction tactics, they need to assure the player feels massively invested, both in terms of time, money, and emotion. Otherwise, why would they feel the need to protect it? Okay, now the trap is set. They have a widely loved product, they have players who feel massively invested, and in many cases would do, or more importantly, pay anything to maintain it. It's time to spring the trap. You first start by altering the way the game functions, such as the matchmaking. You change it in a way that makes the player always feel weak, and therefore the need to improve. This new matchmaking, which is entirely designed to make you, the player, feel weak, is simply done to goad you into buying to make your team better. But we have another problem. We need to offer a quick fix to the problem, an infallible way of improving that team and thus protecting that years of investment. Eureka! The answer is as simple as it is repugnant. Create a never-ending arms race in which you are the only supplier. And since you're the only supplier, you can charge anything you want as often as you want. And best of all, since both the player and his opponent will both feel equally the need to protect their investment, you can actually sell to both sides. But how best to do it? You see, incubators are expensive, and there's no way of knowing that if you do buy one that it's even going to make a difference. Which is why most people don't buy them. I've got it. Create stat boosts. These stat boosts will ensure that any dinosaur that receives them will instantly become better. And since it takes no effort to get them, other than money, many addicts will go for the quick fix and buy them. And now for the ultimate predatory tactic. Create demand for this new arms race. But how best to do it? How can one know that the players will even start using them? Simple. Create something so bad that it'll define the entire battle system. The rat. With the rat, the player now has the ability to steal a win and get that quick fix without needing to bother learning advanced battling tactics. And since it's so simple, and that you don't even need to do anything other than swap it in, players of all ages will be able to take advantage of it. But what about the other side? Their opponent, Now you have to give the players who hate such tactics a way to combat it, and therefore the need to buy boosts. And players will start buying these boosts so they can make their dinosaurs stronger to combat this new silver bullet that is the rat. Because if they keep buying boosts, they can make their dinosaurs stronger and be able to take out the rat. You see, this change is also twofold, because those who use the rat will feel the need to protect their new investment, and therefore will also enter the boost arms race. Predatory tactic number 2. Start selling these new boost weapons in an unlimited supply and see how many purchase it, just to test the waters. Then, after a couple of days, check to see if the sale numbers are high enough. But we have a problem. Many players didn't even know they could buy an unlimited supply, and this has directly cost us money. So what do? Well, we start by pulling these new weapons from the store and saying it was a bug. Then we give it a few days for the information of the unlimited sale bug to circulate throughout the community. Now, a couple of days have passed, and we've seen that many players would have indeed bought these unlimited boosts had they known. But now they do know. So, how do we best take advantage of this? We put the boosts back for sale again, once again with an unlimited supply. And since everybody now knows about this so-called unintentional bug, they're looking to see if it'll happen again. And lo and behold, it does. So, now that everyone knows that they can buy an unlimited supply, what do? Well, they go out and spend a ton of money to buy Dino Bucks in-game, so that they can take advantage of this new supposed unlimited bug. Okay, so now a few days have passed and we've generated a heck of a lot of revenue from this so-called bug. Mission success. But now we have to cover our tracks so that people don't realise that it was intentional all along as a way of goading them into buying Dino Bucks and then for spending money. So, what do? How do we cover our tracks best? Simple. We do a boost rollback and refund all the in-game currency to all the buyers. Sounds fair, right? Wrong. We only refund the in-game currency. We actually keep the real money that was spent to buy that currency. And in case anyone starts complaining that, we wouldn't have bought these things had we known they were going to be rolled back, doesn't even matter. We don't even have to worry about that, because we have actually placed in our terms of service a line that says that all in-game purchases are final. So we don't have to do anything. And most people aren't going to bother trying to take it up with Google or Apple to try and get a refund that way. And even if they do, it'll be maybe a handful of people? Most won't do it. So we get to keep our profits from this unintentional bug that happened twice in a matter of days the exact same way, after giving the community time to learn about the first one. Yeah, accidental. And anyway, what was the result after all this? Well, we got to promote our new arms race to the entire community for free and made money while we were at it. But now we have a problem. Many of the long-term players are upset and have in fact stopped spending money on the game and even dropped their VIP subscriptions after they learned exactly what we were up to. Plus, they were also tired of the bugs never getting fixed month after month, and they're pretty much up in arms on the forums complaining. So, what to do with all the complaints? Well, the answer is simple, really. You do the only thing that's profitable. Nothing. Simply ignore them. The vocal minority will eventually get tired of being ignored all the time and just straight up quit and take their complaints with them. After all, who needs a great quality product and happy customers when you can have money? Also, you see, there's no reason to try and even keep these long-term players, since it's going to be harder to convince them to actually spend since they've woken up to what we're up to. And it's actually much more profitable to ignore them until they go away and quit, and then simply focus on the newer players which aren't aware of all these problems, and then work on getting them addicted and taking money from them. Then, when they've been in the game for quite a while after spending tons of money to try and maintain their addiction, they will start to complaining, but eventually they will get sick of our silence and go away just like the first set of people. Anyway, I hope this has opened up the eyes of a few people to Ludia's predatory tactics. Now, some people might want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I wouldn't do that because just look at their roots. Their very roots in the software industry went back to designing gambling products and taking money by preying on addiction. They do not deserve our sympathy. Anyway, to the people who have been mismanaging Ludia, not so much the art designers and stuff like that, they do a pretty good job. It would really be the executives that make all the decisions in terms of money and profits and all that sort of stuff. So, to those people working at Ludia who thought Boost would be a good way to make money and goading the addicts into trying to maintain their team, to them I say this: cluck you, you filthy scumbag mother cluckers.